feels like a first draft because I am completely just
rewriting everything.
Hey friends, I am really excited to be able to spend the afternoon writing with you. It's right about noon. It's Memorial Day, May 27th. It's giving Sunday vibes. So I'm going to play catch up on where I want to be in my word count, in my work in progress. And then we're also gonna meal prep today too. Like I said, Sunday vibes. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Emily Paige Wilson. I'm a poet. I also write novels in verse for young adult readers. If you are an old friend, welcome back. You already know then that we are almost halfway through the latest draft of my next young adult novel in verse, which is about Bigfoot and health anxiety. We are starting off today at 14,418 words. In my last vlog, I kept track of, or I inserted where we were in terms of the progress, the percentage of completion. So I think we ended at like 44%. I realized that number might flex a little bit, that variable, because I'm not yet sure whether we're going to end this project closer to 30,000 words or 35,000 words. I'm also going to stop planting the seed, watering the seed of productivity in my head that I need to write 100 words a day. Again, I feel so embarrassed every time I say that because for prose writers, y'all are like, 100 words a day, please. But thinking about a novel in verse, it's almost like, you know how some people for National Poetry Month in April will write a poem a day? It's like that. It's the pressure of writing a poem a day. So instead of telling myself I need to write 100 words a day, I think I'm gonna aim instead for just 3,000 words every month. That way it builds some extra days off, maybe like one extra day. Okay, so really not that many extra days off. But what I have found the past 2 weeks is that it's actually better for me to set aside maybe 2 or 3 days throughout the week to dedicate to writing, instead of trying to come home after working a 9 to 5 and be like, okay, you know, you have to write and you have to exercise and you have to cook. It's easier to just say, some days I'm going to the gym, some days I'm going to write. And I like that. I like setting aside 2 or 3 days a week to get 200 to 300 words in at a time. So that's what we're doing today. And that way, if it takes 30,000 words to complete this project, then I should be done by the end of October if everything continues to go according to plan. And if it takes closer to 35,000 words, then we'll be done by the end of December, right? My overarching goal is to be done with this draft, which is technically a second draft, but so much change from when I started writing it the summer. What summer was it? It was the summer during COVID, okay? So much has changed that it feels like a first draft because I am completely just rewriting everything. So today we are inching our way to the midpoint defeat, or like starting to write the midpoint defeat. I'm not there yet. There are a few more scenes that I need to build to get up to the midpoint defeat. So yesterday, my husband and I, Eli and I, went on a hike to Montreat, which is outside of Black Mountain. We live in Asheville. We live in West Asheville. And I don't know if all of my productivity girlies feel this way. Any of y'all who are eldest siblings, especially eldest daughters, all my Capricorns out there, I am so always thinking through the lens of productivity as opposed to presence. And that's something I'm really trying to get better at this year. And so my husband was like, oh, let's go on a hike yesterday. And again, he works the night shift. So his morning is my afternoon when I would be getting down into writing. And part of me was like,
I can't go on a hike, I'm too busy.
But we went on a hike, we went to Montreat. We did the Rainbow Road near Lookout Trail. We'd done Lookout Trail before. And 2 things came to mind about writing that I want to incorporate into today's writing session. So I'm very glad I took the time to just go on a hike and not worry about productivity and word count. I didn't vlog, even though it would be nice to show you guys some clips now. I didn't vlog it yesterday because, again, trying to be in the present moment. But two things. One, an image I want to try to work into today's writing session. It was very overcast yesterday, very overcast. The 2 times we've gone to Montreat, it has just been raining and cloudy, but still lovely hikes. It rained yesterday, but the tree canopy protected us from a lot of the rain, which was really nice. It was so dark though. It was like dark and gloomy even at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I noticed that all of the mica, the little glints of mica in the rocks as we were hiking, looked very much like a reverse set of stars, like a constellation on the ground, because it was so dark, which just further illuminated the glimmer. So I'm gonna try to incorporate that since our protagonist will be hiking. And then another little series that I've been interspersing into the first half of this novel is when the protagonist's dad tries to connect with her. They've been doing that through playing Scrabble games. And that was okay, right? It helped me get into their relationship a little bit, but it started to feel not fun to write those anymore, or more taxing. And I have to write, or I'm planning to write another scene of her dad trying to connect with her today. But in our car was this big book that I made my husband, I think it's gonna show it backwards on the camera, but my husband loves playing the dictionary game. And I think when we were first dating, I made him this book. I made him like an actual version that we could play with his family. It says Eli's Big, Cool, Slightly Pretentious Dictionary Game Dictionary. And so inside of it, if y'all know the dictionary game, let me know. Inside of it are really random words, very obscure multi-syllabic words. And the point of the game is you can make up ludicrous definitions, you can make up realistic definitions. Someone says, here's what the word is, and then everybody else will write a definition. And then the person who read out the word gets to choose, kind of like Cards Against Humanity, you know, where everybody gets to a turn and deciding who gets a point.
That's probably an atrocious explanation.
I was like, this would be so cool and so much more evocative of poetry than Scrabble. No offense to Scrabble. I'm gonna start incorporating some of this now, so no one steal my idea. I will be very sad if you steal my idea. It's kind of like the Obscure Dictionary of Grief, or the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. Y'all remember when that was populating on social? So I'm excited that my writing today involves some of this. So that's where we're at to get close to my word count goal, right? I'd love to finish this afternoon at least 14:07 with time to meal prep in the end of my afternoon. And then by the end of this week, we should be at 1,500, which might be the midpoint. Who knows? We don't know yet in this draft, but we're getting there. So it's about 3:30 now, and in between when you saw me last, I ate lunch, watched a few writing videos, and then got back to writing. I have a little bit of a headache now. I'm not sure why. I think it's because I've been looking at screens all day. So I'm gonna try to drink some more water, go on a quick little walk, like a walk in our backyard. I have air quotes because we live in a condo and there's shared green space, but it's not technically a yard, but it does the trick. I'm gonna hear some birds, gonna touch grass, as they say, and then I'll start meal prepping. But I'm at 14,925 words. What is that, like a 500 word writing day? Like I said, I was kind of in and out of the like flow a little bit. And in this dictionary game that I was using as inspiration, instead of having two characters play Scrabble together, I had tried to find a word that I found in it yesterday, and I should have written it down, but I didn't. But it was about, I forget what the word is, but it was like the fear of beavers, and I looked it up online and I couldn't find it. So I just picked at random a different word, and for some reason, it's crazy what the universe will give to you and or how your mind will make connections. like when you think how your brain is actively processing, even when you think it's resting, when you're so consistently involved in a particular project. For whatever reason, this was like the word that I needed, and it really helped spur a few scenes on. So we're definitely gonna hit 15,000, whether that's a halfway mark or not, I'm not sure yet. But I'm gonna go for a walk, and then maybe you'll see me meal prep, or maybe you'll see me another day this week when we hit 15,000.
It's a banana, Minnow. It's not a snake. You can't kill it. It's a banana, girlfriend.
Morning guys, it is the 28th of May, it's Tuesday, it's 7:30. I'm gonna get ready for work now, but what you saw earlier, my coffee's going off. What you saw earlier was I was writing on our little back porch area. I tried to bring the cats outside. They have to be indoor cats according to the rescue, the nonprofit that we adopted them from, but they love the interaction. Being outside, they love the stimulation, I should say. But don't let that picturesque footage fool you. Gator saw a bird and then like bolted immediately afterwards, and then he did have to come back inside. But I woke up super early at 4:45 this morning. That is not usual for me. So I decided to just stay awake and write. For some reason, our fountain, our water fountain for the cats malfunctioned and caused such a horrendous buzzing noise. I couldn't tell what it was at first. I woke up, I was so disoriented. I was like, is this a fire alarm? Is our smoke detector going off? Like, is our fan malfunctioning? What is this? And it was just the water fountain. I fixed it, but I was wide awake. So I took advantage of that time to go write in the morning, and we crossed 15,000 words. We're at 1508, which is really nice. So that rounds out May's monthly writing goal. Word count a few days ahead of schedule, which is beautiful, takes the pressure off. I'm gonna give myself as many cups of coffee as I need to get through today, because today is a Tuesday after a 3-day weekend. And Tuesdays are always my busy day. What about you guys? What is your busy day at work? Let me know down below. For me, it's just Tuesdays. It's meetings, 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 meetings. So I'm gonna go get ready now, but I wanted to give you that update. We crossed 15K. And the scene that I worked on today is a recurring series of scenes in the book. I'm using a Bigfoot database online that tracks recent sightings. And so that's kind of an updated series, a little vignette series throughout the current draft of the most recent sightings of Bigfoot. Hey friends, it's Friday, what's today? May 31st. I think I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here. We did cross 15,000 words. We are at 15,249 words. We're not technically to the midpoint defeat yet. I'm still building up writing the scenes that built up to that exact specific moment. So I might have to recalculate the second half of the Save the Cat Writes a Novel beat sheet to project the final word count to be closer to that 35K mark. Y'all know I've been oscillating. I always say oscillating, and my husband's like, that's not correct. Oscillating between 30 and 35K. We're also in my office at UNC Asheville. You're getting a lot of glare from the window, but I have the nicest window in the office. We're also going to go to the Juniper Bin's reading series tonight and Story Parlor, which is a really cool literary space in West Asheville. I'm telling y'all, I'm so grateful to live in West Asheville because that's just where all the cool things happen. We lived in South Asheville for the first year that we were here, year and a half, and the traffic was atrocious. So I will insert some footage here. We have Chelsea Lynn LeBate reading, Aaliyah Levon Tig, Nita Jane, and then Shay Savoy reading poetry tonight. So we're gonna go there, hang out, grab a drink, listen to some poets. There's also musical guest Ryan Glass. I'm like looking at the flyer on my laptop because y'all know I would not remember 5 different names.
Evening, midnight, 3 a.m., or mere moments before the dew. We are called at the tail end of dreams. We are called shoulders shaken out of sleep. We are called awake. We are called soaked up in the shower. We are showers. We are called by thunder. We are called to rain. We are called mid-drop. We are called mid-step, mid-stroke, mid-stride. We are called wrapped in oil anointed skin. We are called mid-fantasy, mid-climax. We are called hopeless, called romantic, called insane. In the forest, we are told to go back. Do not pass the wind chimes, and we take heed. We are called and called and called, and when called by our nicknames, we are sent for, and when called by our full names, called by each of our 11 syllables, we are sounded out. We are summoned in earnest. We are here and exhausted of. We respond with exalted.
And guests of all shapes and color. It says no one will be turned away for having a beak too dull, or a tail too scrawny, a feather too ordinary, or a squawk too loud. And as for you small crawlers, you are all welcome despite your number of uncountable legs. The grass is still bending under a fleshy bone foot, the rubbered wheels of a wagon, the flat mat of a midday blanket. The lake is still committed to mimicking the mutating expressions of clouds. The crickets show up to rehearse in their choirs. The monarchs cut the air with pollen-dusted prayers, and the wildflowers dispatch the good news of the wind. The lizards spy on all who are giving, dying, and beginning, and prepare their reports for the master of balance.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed that footage of us hanging out at the Juniper Bin's reading series. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And I think I mentioned this in my last video, or maybe just in the comments. I've been doing this on social media to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of 4 Months Past Florence. I'm doing a little promo. I'm asking that before June 16th, which happens to be Father's Day, but also happens to be the anniversary of the day we adopted our 2 cats. If we get to 53 reviews on Goodreads, which is 20 more than what we were when we started this promo. So if we get to 53 reviews on Goodreads and or 10 people send me a receipt, that they've purchased a copy, their own copy of 4 Months Past Florence, then we're going to throw a little adoption party for the cats, which is really just going to be giving them some treats. But if you would like to make that happen, then yeah, please rate and review or pick up your own copy and let me know. I would be deeply appreciative. It is a phenomenal summer read, if I say so myself. All those links are going to be down below. Thanks for hanging out with me on this writing blog, and I hope something poetic happens to you.